The close of the 19th century. A world bustling with new inventions, but one dream remained stubbornly out of reach: the dream of flight. The common wisdom was simple. If humans were meant to fly, they would have been born with wings. But in a small bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio, two brothers, Wilbur and Orville Wright, dared to believe otherwise. Wilbur and Orville were not scientists or wealthy industrialists. They were mechanics, thinkers, and observers.
But there, Orv. See how that buzzard twists its wingtips to stay balanced in the wind? It doesn't just flap harder, it shifts its shape.
It's called wing warping, Will. That has to be the secret. Control. Everyone else is obsessed with just getting off the ground. They're missing the most important part: how to steer once you're up there.
This simple observation became their obsession. They built kites and then larger gliders, not just to fly, but to test their theories. They weren't just building wings, they were learning the language of the air, translating the motion of a bird into the mechanics of a machine. Year after year, they faced frustrating setbacks. Gliders shattered, calculations proved wrong, and hope was a fragile thing against the harsh Atlantic winds.
Well, that landing could have been smoother. The front row's completely smashed.
But did you feel it? Just for a moment. We had control. The wing warping worked. The structure's what failed us this time. We need to go back, redesign the ribs, make them stronger.
Back to the workshop it is. At least we have more data than wreckage this time.
With every crash, they learned. With every failure, their determination only grew stronger. They were not just trying to fly, they were solving a puzzle, piece by painstaking piece. By 1903, they had mastered gliding. They knew how to control a machine in the air. Now, they needed the final piece: power. But no automobile manufacturer could build an engine that was light enough, yet powerful enough for flight. So the brothers, with their gifted shot mechanic, Charlie Taylor, simply built their own. The result was the Wright Flyer. It was a strange and delicate-looking craft, built of spruce wood and muslin fabric. It had two propellers that spun in opposite directions, and at its heart, their own custom-built 12-horsepower engine. It wasn't pretty, but every wire and piece of wood served a purpose. It was the culmination of 4 years of relentless work. The morning of December 17th, 1903 was bitterly cold. A fierce wind blew across the sand. Only 5 local men were there to witness what was about to happen. A coin toss gave Orville the first chance. He lay flat on the lower wing.
Keep her steady, Orv. Don't fight the wind, use it. Remember everything we learned.
I'm ready, Will. Let's make some history.
Wilbur ran alongside, steadying the wingtip as the flyer moved down its wooden launch rail. Then, it happened. The machine lifted from the rail. It wobbled, but it flew. For 12 seconds, it moved under its own power. For 12 seconds, Orville Wright was no longer bound to the earth. He was flying. It was a short, unsteady flight, covering just 120 feet, but it was everything. Those 12 seconds tore a hole in the definition of impossible. The news traveled slowly, but the world would never be the same. The Wright brothers didn't just invent an airplane, they unlocked the sky, launching a century of aviation that would connect cultures, shrink distances, and expand human horizons. Their story reminds us that with unwavering perseverance, boundless curiosity, and a shared dream, even the greatest of challenges can be overcome. They proved that sometimes all it takes to change the world is the courage to take flight.